Oh, I didn't see you there. Do you have time for a story? No? Well, I'll tell you one anyway. It's a sad one. In the far future, in this ravished land, our world has descended into chaos. People fight in the streets for bread, for water, for hope to live, but there is none to be found. In the stores, a mere piece of bread costs trillions. The bodies of these impoverished souls lay scattered in the streets. Their blood, mingled with their pride and prosperity, leaks into the sewers of despair. But there is a glimmer of hope, a light at the end of the tunnel. Only our completely effective and unbiased government can save us from complete annihilation. That day is today. America! In this ravenous war against corruption and inflation, the government only has one lethal, potent weapon at its disposal to end this deadly scourge. Fiscal policy. Inflation. Ain't nobody got time for that. Unemployment? Please. For just 100 easy payments of $999, fiscal policy can be yours, America. Hold on. I know you're excited, but let me tell you what fiscal policy is. Are you ready? Are you really ready? First off, fiscal policy is like paint. While it looks nice, it takes a while to dry. Fiscal policy takes some time to get implemented properly, but when it does, like paint, it will be amazing. Fiscal policy is the attempt of our government to influence how much we buy. You know, now that I say it out loud, it kind of sounds like mind control, but forget that part. Fiscal policy is implemented in two ways, expansionary and contractionary. In expansionary, the government decreases taxes and increases government spending. This increases GDP and makes people feel better about themselves, although this will lead to inflation and deficit. Which is where contractionary comes in. This is where the government increases taxes and decreases spending. This will decrease inflation, yet it decreases GDP and leads to unemployment. Don't wait, buy now. The number to call is 1-800-FISCAL-P. That's 1-800-FISCAL-P. Did you forget already? It's 1-800-FISCAL-P. Call within the next 60 seconds and get a free copy of Reagan's economics notes. Now, wasn't that a great story? In case you've forgotten, the number is 1-800-FISCAL-P. Goodbye, Sleepy Sloth.
Are you tired of debt, problems, inflation? Well, I have the perfect thing for you. Hello! This is Angel here talking about monetary policy, so just grab a seat and get comfy because I might take a while. Now before we begin, I just want to take a minute to thank our sponsors, the Federal Reserve Banks. You know, the feds, the people who control all our money supply. Monetary policy is what the Fed uses to control all the money supply, which is kind of complex because there are 3 different parts to it. Are you keeping up? Let me take a quick walk through all the different policies. The first thing we're going to go through is reserve requirement. Now let's say I take this money and deposit it in the bank. The bank now has to take a small portion of it and send it to the feds. Now the feds can change it if they want. The higher they put the reserve requirement, the less money they can give out to the economy. But the lower the reserve requirement is, the more money they can put out into the economy. Now we're going to move on to open market operations, which means the buying and selling of securities between the bank and the feds. Now here to better explain open market operations is our expert, Reagan Wells.
Hello, thank you for inviting me the chance to talk about open market operations. Basically what's going on here is when inflation is too high, the Fed is trying to sell their securities. Because there's too much money in the economy and too much inflation. And so the bank is going to buy some of these securities and the Fed is going to keep it in a special bank. And now inflation cannot happen because the money is in their bank, which will decrease the money supply.
The last thing we're going to walk through is discount rates. Let's just say you're the average Joe and you need a loan for a rare bird. We know it's you, Andrew Cooper. But the bank only has this much money. In order to get the money that you need, they need to borrow from the feds. So they will borrow from the feds. But the feds charge interest. So now the banks have to charge you interest at a higher rate that the bank can actually make money. All the while, they're trying to have the lowest rates around. Now you say you want this for your government? Well, guess what? You don't even have to buy it. Just put your money in your bank and watch your money grow exponentially. Let's start a trend with monetary policy. #MPolicy. Are you still confused? Then you're an idiot. But you can call the local representative at 1-800-MPolicy. #MPolicy. Thank you for watching. I'll see you at the banks. Especially you, Keegan.
Epic rap battles of history! Fiscal policy versus monetary policy! Begin!
Well, look who we have here. I'm the best policy, isn't that clear? You're chilling in the politician's pocket, so corrupt Congress can't even stop it. I'm either Democrat or Republican, because I always roll bipartisan. I'll be opening up your markets, charging interest on your profits. Now your spending is so high, it's a financial impurity. My reserves are so safe, more banks get their security. You let the American people come and bail you out. Tell me, Uncle Sam, when don't you need a handout? You've got $16 trillion in debt. High taxes and unemployment sure make a great duet. Always print money without hesitation. Didn't anyone tell you about inflation? Your corrupt politicians make some crappy bureaucracy. Even your filibustering senators know I'm the better policy. Face it, Sam, your country's broke, and your running deficit's a joke. It's time to lock the doors on this vault before you touch it. Who knows, maybe this time you'll actually pass a budget.
Look at this freak show that nobody can see. Everybody knows that I'm always the bedroom MC. You've got an obsession or recession because you always contract. I'm always cutting tax for the people, and that's a fact. Congress will always be the better half of this oligopoly because you play this country like a game of Monopoly. I'm sipping lemonade on my 6-figure salary because me and my homies, we run this country. I represent all 50 states because I'm a poster boy of America. They call you Illuminati? Please, more like hyped up hysteria. I cause minor inflation with low taxation. Come here, about time you got some proper education. You've had a recession, I fight back with tamed aggression. I've got an army of senators ready to fight. You've got 12 bankers who can't do anything right. My policy will answer an economic boom. Trust me, Fiscal P will lead to your doom. Don't forget, I'm Uncle Sam's fiscal policy, making your whole game an unforgettable fallacy.